It took me about a month to write the script. I had the first draft done within about a week and a half, but it wasn't quite what it needed to be. So I went back in and I changed some things around. I moved some whole scenes around, actually. There's some scenes that were supposed to take place towards the end, and they actually ended up coming in sooner. So within about a month, I had it where we needed it to be, and I knew we were ready to start filming.
Trying to figure out our first scene. 9:58, and we're working on our first shot. I really think that Jaden Stewart, the director, really put a lot of time and effort into the story and into the filming itself. It really had a nice feel, a really natural, realistic feel to it.
It was like,
I thought someone was coming in for a minute. I thought, oh shoot. The way I see my character, he didn't think he was ever good enough at home, and he thought he could prove himself by going into the war. And I think he's starting to realize now that maybe that wasn't the best decision to make.
Tennessee. Last thing we need is a stupid doughboy. I've really turned this character over in my mind, and I've kind of come to figure out that he's had a rough childhood. He had an abusive family situation. He joins the army initially just to get away. Just get away from it all. And he's like this social misfit. He can't get along with anybody until he meets the character who dies.
You knew we'd be cut down when you sent us out there! I didn't know what would happen.
I'd say my character is kind of a no-nonsense type of guy. He wants to just do his job, do it the best he can, and do it quickly.
action. It's all good.
Technical difficulties.
Hey, all that's getting me through right now is just the thought of a thick burger with cheese, tomatoes, onions, and...
Man, I'm thinking about that awesome lemonade we had yesterday. That was like, that's like the best lemon. That was literally the best I've ever had.
Was that homemade?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No wonder.
Cut. Perfect. Over, and then we have to cut before you. So, to see what it is.
It wouldn't take much to be better than Jaden. He's a decent actor. He's actually a pretty good director, but he's terrible as a person. Terrible as a person.
Causing destruction. Guy thinks he's the boss, you know. Maybe we should let him run this for a little bit, direct it a little bit, see who's better, Jaden or him.
Oh, a vote of no confidence for Jaden? Install him as director? What do you think, Noah? Do you think he can do better than Jaden?
It wouldn't take much to be better than Jaden.
Well, filming took longer than expected. Took a while to be able to get everyone together for the first day of shooting, and then for the months after that, it took a little bit. There was a few weeks in between each time we were able to get together, but usually when we got together, it would be a whole weekend, so we'd be able to film entire scenes in a weekend, just back to back, which helped everyone stay in character.
Take 3. Camera.
Sound.
Rocker. Action.
We pretty much shot the film beginning to end, so there was a few things where like the opening scene was actually added halfway through production, so we had to go back and film that. Originally it was going to open with the M37 driving up the hill, which I thought was a little bit too slow of a intro. I thought it needed to open with some action. So then we went back and we recorded this bayonet charge scene, which I was very excited to record.
During the one scene where Nathaniel's German extra character is doing a mag change, and I come, charging in and stab him, and just at the same time, I accidentally step on the MP40 mag, which makes a crunch, which quite a bit resembles the sound of crunching ribs. And yeah, it was a really cool action sequence.
That was not originally scripted, but I would agree with Jaden that we felt like we needed to bring some action to draw the audience in, and then we go on with the story. That way, to let people know that this is an action film.
I feel it added a good spark to the film where immediately you know that there's action, it draws you, it gets you excited for the film, and then it gets you paying attention to certain aspects like the dialogue and the characters, and just getting you to really pay attention for the rest of the film as well.
I was very happy with the way that the action turned out in the video. With some of the guns, like the 30 cal, we were able to shoot blanks out of them, which really added a lot to the film. We're not using any digital muzzle flash. For the explosions, they're all an air blaster. Our special effects crew, led by Sam Green, was able to build. So that really added a lot to the film. And I really love on-set practical effects, so I was really happy that we were able to do, for the most part, on-set effects. And yeah, I'm just really happy with the way that the big battle scene turned out.
Ready. Scene 3, shot 18, take 1.
I've been to hell and back.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. It's running all right. Oh, this is gonna be. I've always wanted to.
I'm recording.
Good. 2, 1, 2, 3.
Sound.
You're heavier than sun.
Look at that, and we watched that limb right here.
There was actually a injury that postponed the filming of the end of the video. Noah Green had an injury at work, not on my set. That took a little bit, and we tried our best to hide his hand that it was bandaged. So we tried to use like skin tone bandages for some of the shots, and then later in the day we had to change the bandages, and so it was a little bit more obvious, but we still tried to hide that the best we could. But if you noticed that and you were wondering about that, that's what happened.
Well, my injury happened before the last day of filming. We had to work that in a little bit. I had to try to hide the bandage best we could, and I couldn't hold stuff nearly as well. You might notice that I'm holding the gun kind of funny. But since we're at the end, I pulled it together. But if it were about halfway through the film, I might have had to postpone a little bit longer. Because my injury definitely made some complications. And it hurt.
Alright, so go ahead and aim your rifle where you're going to be so I can see where I need to line the camera up. I don't know what happened.
We were using the air blaster for several takes, and it was getting to be low pressure, and I didn't know about it. So Andrew Mason, he came in, and he flopped down dead, and I opened the blaster, but there wasn't enough air pressure that pretty much dumped the whole load of blast right on his head.
So I was acting the scene and how I was running up like I was supposed to. I hit the dirt. I was like, man, this is perfect. This is right on. And also I just feel like this... They end up having to blow me off with a leaf blower.
Jaden, you're right here. Feeding the rounds.
Yep.
Obviously my character just cowards out to a large degree. You know, his character's finally just snapped in combat. It's like, okay, you know what? Just forget everybody. Just, you're out for number one now. No one matters anymore. Everyone's making stupid decisions, getting my friends killed. And you know what? I'm just not going to risk my life for this stupid squad leader. That's my ending. I do really like Nathaniel's character's ending where, you know, honestly, he should be joining me because he's so severely wounded. But he musters up the personal courage and valor to pull the sergeant out. I really do like the ending.
Well, the ending of the film, I feel, was perfect because, I mean, we originally had a few ideas where the ending of the film, that the characters would either be captured or don't know if they would be killed, we decided to have them escape and end up going over the hill and confirming that they survived and just adding a positive note to the end of the film.
Filming, audio.
Everything good?
Audio. Oh, stand by. I had to shut off the battery.
Stand by. I was there. Like,
My pa's stored at. She come every week, once a week, and she was fine.
Recording.
on my phone. On my phone too, someone.
This is the blood. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, there's one. Come on, you gotta go down there.
Oh, this looks nasty.
There you go.
Oh, wow, that looks good.
Alright, video's on.
Audio.
What if I end up tripping over that one limb right there then?
Action.
This is all his fault.
It's been a long day. Why don't you boys get some hot food?
No.
No! Action. Dude! Okay.
Crouch, shoot. Sorry, I look at the camera.
Take whatever it is.
Is that in the shot?
Jaden.
What?
Is this 5 or 6?
5.
And it's 4. Yay.
What?
What?
Scene 5. Shot 4. Take 1.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. All I was asking.
Yes.
You should specify.
Can't see.
That's gonna mess it up.
Well, it was really great when Jaden Stewart ceased to be a cast member. That just really helped.
What do you think about the big battle scene, how it turned out?
Before you're not gonna care how I answer this to you because you look like you're about to hang yourself.
I'm ready.
He's ready.